Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video in episode number 19 of my F1 2016 career mode, and we're here for the Mexican Grand Prix and the third from last race of the season. It's actually come by really quickly and we've got two more races after this, but as you can see, our engineers come up to us and given us the updated R&D development path, and we've got the brand new parts on the car that we upgraded from the last race. Now a couple of things I've noticed from the last video to this one. Now first of all, I was speaking on Twitter to some of you guys, and basically there is a possibility that we may not be able to change teams for Season 2 because I mid-season switched midway through Season 1 anyway. Now what happens is if we don't get any teams offered to us by the end of Season 1, then we've got no choice. We will stay with Ferrari for Season 2. So if that does happen, I'll make sure to revamp the series either way and try and make it feel unique and special, and also feel like a new season once again. So I might try and put some new mods on the cars, but nevertheless we'll focus on that another time. But for now, we're here and we're jumping straight into qualifying because we've actually ceased R&D development on the car. Now what we'll do is for the next race, now that I've realised that there's a possibility that we might be staying in Ferrari for next season, I'm going to do practice to try and stack up on resource points for next season, because now I've realised this, I'm a little bit under pressure now to try and get some resource points to have something in the bank to try and upgrade next season. So we're going to do practice from the next race onwards in Brazil. But meanwhile, as you can see, we're here in qualifying and we're currently in Q2, and we managed to scrape through Q2 with a lap that wasn't particularly great, and just getting P9 there, so struggling for pace a little bit here at Mexico. And with that we would move swiftly on into Q3 and the final part of qualifying. And as I come through the final corner now, we're on a one and only lap here, and as we come across the line, the lap's much better than the previous ones, and we come across the line for P5, only 3/10 off the pace, so a very, very close top 10 here in Mexico. And because it's such a short lap, obviously the AI are very, very close together, and as you can see, 3/10 there covering the top 5, so really close margins. But overall, P5 is a pretty decent starting position for us for the race. However, our rival Lewis Hamilton and our teammate Kimi Raikkonen have managed to out-qualify us, so we've got to work out for the race here in Mexico. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Fingers crossed we can try and extend our championship lead and try and put this thing to bed before the end of the season. So without further ado, let's jump into the Mexican Grand Prix. Okay, so here we are then for the race at Mexico, and there's only two more races to go after this. The season is starting to get to its pretty much end now, and I'm pretty sure we could wrap up the championship here. I'm not 100% sure. I believe if Hamilton DNFs and I win the race, that's like an outside possibility that I can win the championship. But realistically, I think I'll probably wrap it up in the next race. But either way, here we are in Mexico, and hopefully we can try and get the result that we need to try and wrap up the championship if it's possible to win this race. And if not, then we'll just move on to the next one, like I said. But overall, an interesting one. Obviously, it's a massive run into turn 1, so we've got a huge pit straight to try and slipstream a few cars and try and make up a few positions. But also just going back in what I said in practice, obviously no more practice sessions now for the rest of the season because we have ceased development on the Ferrari. So hopefully, I think in the next episode, guys, I will have a vote system right at the start of the video, and I want you guys to go vote for my Season 2 team, and I can tell you that I'm not staying in Ferrari no matter what happens, so we are going to be moving teams for Season 2, so hopefully look forward to that. But nevertheless, we've got the race in hand here at Mexico, and we've got to take care of this bit of business first. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. However, just a quick look at the strategy. As you can see, there is rain expected later on in the race, so we're just going to keep one eye on the weather there and see what we can do for strategy. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Mexican Grand Prix. Okay, here we go then. Round 19 of the season 5. Red lights for the Mexican Grand Prix, and we're going to get underway, and I'm going to try and find some decent traction off the get-go. Raikkonen having a pretty decent start on the right-hand side there. I'm actually getting swamped by cars on the left and on the right. Rosberg and Perez getting great starts with their Mercedes power units. As we now approach turn 1 for the first time, let's try and find a gap here in between these cars. Make sure we stay out of any sort of incidences, contact between Verstappen and Rosberg there. Perez having a great start all the way up to P4, and Raikkonen squeezing me out. Oh, I've got to back out of that. Verstappen also not giving me any room, and there's been a yellow flag behind us, and that could be maybe a possible virtual safety car or safety car, but we've got to try and focus with the racing here as we got the side of Raikkonen and also Verstappen. Can we pull it off? It's going to be close, just trying to find a space here. Verstappen just shuts the door on me, and we've got to settle for P6 for now. But Perez, the story of the race so far, getting a great start, and he's actually compromised Verstappen through there. So can we try and get alongside the Dutchman? Can we pull this off around the outside? Verstappen's going to run out wide. We run out to the dirty part, but we got the move done just about. We had to run out outside of the white lines, but I think that's just about legal because we had no more room anyway because Verstappen left us no space. But we got the move there, and we're up into P5. Well, this is going to be very fun indeed, as we've got this massive pit straight to negotiate with, and we're basically getting swamped. Raikkonen's just giving me a little bit of a push, which is always welcome, and he's actually going to get past Verstappen in the process, so I've actually done him a favour there by letting him slipstream me and then actually get past Verstappen, and he also gave me a nudge in the process to keep me ahead of him, so quite effective tactics from Raikkonen there. I actually quite like that. Okay, so now we've settled into this race a little bit with the rhythm. You can see that we're all over the back of Perez, and at the same time, Rosberg not really pulling away, but we're all over the back of the hometown hero, Sergio Perez, and DRS has now been enabled, so we should be able to pull off a move here on Perez fairly swiftly. But I'm trying to push after Rosberg. Obviously, I know Hamilton's in the lead, so I don't really have to win the race, but I just don't have to lose as many points to Hamilton. That'd be absolutely fine. But make the move on Perez there fairly easily before the first corner. I'm just going to take the normal racing line, and there we go, up into P4. We should have another bite of DRS here, which might allow us to get past Rosberg possibly. So here we go, on to the second part of the straight now. DRS wide open. Can we try and get Rosberg into the braking zone? A little bit far back, and can we try and go for it on the brakes? Rosberg brakes relay, and I can't pull it off, so Rosberg holds on to P3. Here comes Perez, that Force India, as we all know, is an absolute rocket ship in a straight line. And Kimi's not too far off either, as they've both got DRS. Kimi actually gets held up because of Perez seemingly getting boxed in there. As we go into turn 1, Raikkonen just shuts the door on me in the braking zone. Bit of dodgy driving there from my teammate, but we are going to try and switch back on these two, try and make something happen. But the rears are going off quite rapidly, as you can see now, and nearing the 50% mark already. So we're going to try and stretch this out for at least one more lap, but these super softs are starting to get a little bit second hand now. Okay, so we're going to be putting in now at the end of this lap. Just got to get it through the final corner and then come in for a set of soft tyres. Get rid of these super softs, which are pretty second hand, I'm not going to lie. Let's just get it all slowed down for the pit entry. There we go. And perfect pit entry. Now we just got to hope for a decent pit stop. It shouldn't be held up too badly. There's no one coming in behind us. That's fairly close to us. And there we go. We're not getting any sort of obstructions. And we've actually managed to have a fairly nice pit stop there. So, I think we're actually going to get DRS as well. I'm just looking at the bottom right hand corner. We should have DRS for the remainder of the straight. So that's going to help us get up to speed fairly quickly. But here we go then, leaving the pit lane now, flooring it on the exit. Let's see if we can try and maybe just latch onto the back of these three guys. We've got DRS wide open now, which is what I was saying before. And we should get DRS down the next straight as well. So let's just try and latch onto these guys here a moment. And on these fresh tyres, let's see what sort of damage we can do, because they're going very slowly on those used super softs as we get a horrible run through the chicane actually. And we open up DRS now for the second time. And can we try and make some sort of overtake on these guys? I think through the slow section now, where there's plenty of grip available to us, we can make a move. Like here, for example, get a run on Palmer up the inside of him through the next right-hander. Can we pull it off here, picking up the traction? And there we go, up into P17. And we can now go after Marcus Ericsson, which shouldn't be much of a problem here. I think through these S's we should have plenty of grip to get past him, and he should be struggling on those tyres quite a bit by now. So here we go, going through the S's. Look at the grip difference I've got. I'm just basically waiting behind. I'm just going to switch back on him through here. There we go. There's the traction I was talking about. He's trying to squeeze me a little bit. I'm going to squeeze him back to the inside, and we should be able to outbrake him. And there we go, up into P16. Simple as that. And we can now latch onto Bottas and try and pick up DRS from him as well. Here we go, Perez is getting held up by Haryanto, an absolute tree. We're going to try and get past the both of them here. We're going to pull off the exact same move we did on Ericsson on Perez here. Oh, he squeezed me a little bit of contact. I've got no room to get through, so I've got to back out of that. I thought I could have pulled off the move there. We are going to try and go for it here, though, as we switch back on Haryanto. And Perez is just going all over the place here. I think it's 3 wide into this corner, which is absolutely unbelievable, but Haryanto has to back out of that, and he eventually does. So there we go. We can now go after Perez, hopefully, and get past him. He shouldn't have DRS, so that might make him a little bit vulnerable. We're going to go up into Rich Mix, and that should give us the extra Ks that we need in the straight line to get past him, as we got Verstappen exiting the pit lane. DRS wide open in Rich Mix. Can we try and get Perez? We're a little bit far back for now, but if we set ourselves up for the second straight here, we might be able to get past him. A little bit of a corner cut there. Just going to try and set ourselves up here, getting a good run through here, try and find the traction on the exit, just about. A little bit of a sketchy exit, but we got the DRS wide open. And problem is, it's the wrong car. The Force India is just a rocket ship in a straight line. We are going to go for it though. I'm going to have a sniff. Can I pull it off? A little bit of a corner cut, leaving Perez the room. As always, going to go around the outside of him here. A bit of contact in front of the main grandstand. I'm just going to run it out nice and wide on purpose to switch back on him. And we've actually lost the back end. Oh no, that's not gone well. That's not gone well at all. Let's just nurse this back to the pits and strap on a set of mediums. Okay, into the pits for the second time this race. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit surprised I lost the rear end there, but this is a track that is known for eating rear tyres, and I think I must have just overheated my rears through there. But either way, a front wing change. We're going to go into a set of mediums, and basically I'm just going to keep it in rich mix and just try and pump in the fastest laps I can possibly do, and let's just see where it takes us on these mediums, because if we can stretch this out and recover the pit stop gap that we've got, because obviously the guys on softs will have to stop again. If we can just stretch these mediums out, I know there's rain expected if you guys remember at the start of the race, so if we can just hang out until the rain comes, we've got half a chance this race. So let's just try and sweat some laps out. Plenty of grip on these fresh mediums, and we're just going to breeze past NASA. I just spoke to my engineer, light rain expected in 15 minutes, so if we're lucky, everyone knows what the AI are like on Codemasters games, so if the AI actually pit just before the rain comes for another set, oh wow, Hamilton's out of the race, what? That is huge. That might actually just give us the World Championship. That is massive. All we've got to do is score some points. I was just going to say, we know what the AI like in this game with the rain, and you know, if we get it right and we just stretch these mediums out, the AI will probably pit for dries even when they're starting to spit, and we can basically gain a whole free pit stop. But now Hamilton's retired, that is a game changer. Right, here we go then. We're all over the back of those little trainer cars, all over the back of Jolyon Palmer in particular. And we're going to try and make a move. And Palmer, oh my days. What are you doing? Just leave me the room, honestly. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? This time with DRS wide open in rich mix, and we should be able to just about get ahead of him into turn 1. Here we go, pick up the straight line speed, 365 Ks, slowing it all down for the first corner, and I've got it all wrong, but I've actually managed to pull off a double move. I didn't mean to get past Magnussen there, but I'm not going to complain actually, I'll take that. So 2 for the price of 1, lovely jubbly. And now let's see if we can try and get past Harrianto. He doesn't have DRS, and he is a manner, so we should be able to outbrake it just about. And there we go, up the inside of Rio, and there we go, up into P15, and now one more remains in these little trainer cars, which shouldn't be too much of a challenge to get past, which is Mr. Marcus Ericsson. So let's just keep commentating here, because I feel like we can just get past him now through this S section here. Let's just try and get a good run on and get a nice bit of traction. Here we go, look at this, the speed I've got up the inside, job done, and there we go, up into P14. Right, I think I'm going to bite the bullet. My tyres are roasted on the back. As you can see, my tyres, or my rears should I say, are absolutely gone. So we're putting in for intermediates. I've got a feeling this is quite early, but for the sake of cutting out an extra pit stop, I'd rather bite the bullet and struggle on the intermediates a little bit, but hopefully the track will come to me. But those dry tyres were just absolutely gone, and I didn't want to risk one more lap, because I feel like this one lap where I could gain could be crucial. So I'd rather be on the right tyre and hope for the track to come to me. So here we go, just rejoining on track now. I think we're going to rejoin just behind this train. Actually, no, I might be able to stay ahead of these two guys actually if we're lucky. I just don't know what the grip's going to be like on these inters, so we're just going to take it easy into the braking zone of 1. And so far, I think we're going to stay ahead for now. Let's see what the grip's like through these corners. We managed to keep Gutierrez and the Manor behind us for a lap, but the grip's still not there on the intermediates, and I feel like I'm actually eating my tyres up, and yes I am. I mean, look at that, my rear's at 8%. I'm starting to regret this strategy call already, so I need to hope that now the rain really comes down. Okay, so my rears are now up to 14%. However, we've kept up with Gutierrez. DRS is still enabled, but the track is coming to me now. And as you can see, we're going to make a move on Gutierrez into the first corner. So it just goes to show that the track's coming towards these intermediate conditions now. So I know I'm cutting these corners like mad. I'm trying to talk and it's distracting me, but yeah, we've made the right call now. I think now we're on the right tyre, so now we've just got to try and make this lap count, because most of the AI have stayed out on dries. Okay, here we go then. We should gain a absolute heap of positions on this pit straight. We've got cars staying up one more lap on dry tyres anyway, just because their teammates in the pit lane. And here we go, we're back up into the top 10. Can we try and pick off Nico Hulkenberg here, who's just rejoining the track? He's going slowly. I'm going to try and brake as late as I can, try and latch onto the back of him. DRS has been disabled now, so if we want to pass someone, it's got to be on just pure straight line speed alone. We're going to try and stick with him through here, and now let's pick up the traction on these nice warm toasty intermediates. And here we go then, it's going to be a drag race between myself and Hulkenberg into the braking zone of turn 4. We're just going to go around the outside, I think, and there we go, slow it all down, and we're going to pull off the mover, and there we go, up into P9, and we've now got Button who's staying out, and also Verstappen. We've still got the top guys out on the dry tyres still, so we should gain a bit of time on those guys. But here we go, we're just going to try and line up Button for a move. He's going to be going very slowly through here, so I'm just going to be ready for it, and make sure we can pick him off no problem. And here we go, we're just going to go past him here, sneak up the inside, and there we go, easy move past Button, and we can now push, and there's a yellow flag behind us, so something's going on, and it's actually Button, so have I just pushed Button into like some sort of crash? Either way, we're up in the P8, so let's try and push on now. Here we go then, on to the last lap of the race, and as you can see, we're in rich mix, as you can see right now, and we're all over the back of Grosjean. Let's try and make this move here into turn 1. It's going to be a long shot. I'm right in the limiter, and Grosjean actually got far more straight line speed than I expect, so we're going to have to tuck behind him for a little while and maybe get him on the exit of these S's here. So we try and set ourselves up for a good exit, trying to find some traction, purposely trying to drift the car to get the nose in a bit more. And here we go, pick up the traction on the exit. Grosjean's also got some straight line speed in that Haas, but we are going to try and go for the dive here up the inside. Can I get it on these old tyres? I'm going to run in very deep, but I'm going to get the move done, and then I'm going to shut the door on him to make sure he doesn't get back on me. And there we go, up into P6 on the last lap of the race. Okay, through the final corner, and just got to be very careful on these tyres. We're getting towards puncture territory, but here we go, through the final corner, across the line, and P6 it is for the Mexican Grand Prix, and not a bad result all in all, considering the issues we had that race. And I don't know what to say now. I'm not sure if we won the championship or not. I genuinely could not remember what our points tally was going into this race. So I'm actually curious to see what the Drivers' Championship is, because who knows? I might have just won the World Championship and I know nothing about it. But as you can see, Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix, and he wins his second race in a row, because he won last time out in Suzuka. So a brilliant performance from the young Dutchman, and obviously Mexico is known for its spectacular podium, so we're going to be hopefully looking at the podium celebration soon. But Nico Rosberg not having his best races, put it that way. He didn't capitalise on the fact that his teammate retired from the race. But as you can see, once again, 2 Red Bulls on the podium, and my teammate Raikkonen finishing in 2nd place. So the same sort of top 3. It seems to be the top 3, the same ones all the time now. So we've got a bit of work to do to try and maybe beat Raikkonen and just sort of cement the fact that we were the number 1 driver. But overall, Verstappen really coming to life in these last couple of races, and crucially, Lewis Hamilton retiring in 2 of the last 3 races, and then in Kota he had car problems anyway. So a really disappointing end to the season for Lewis Hamilton, and it sort of smells and looks like the real life season where he's had a bit of rotten luck. And you know, I mean, you can't really script these sort of things, but that's the way the cookie crumbles in my career mode. And as you can see, Lewis Hamilton, the only car alongside Jenson Button to DNF there, so a game changer in the championship. But P6 for us for the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm going to press advance, and we're going to see where we are and have we won the World Drivers' Championship. But in order for us to win the World Drivers' Championship, we need to be over 50 points clear of Hamilton. So let's have a look. I'm going to press A now, and let's see what happens. Okay, maybe not then. 37 points, so not as much as I thought. So Hamilton's still within half a chance to win the World Drivers' Championship, but he's going to have to hope for a miracle that I have some sort of terrible race and that he wins the last 2, and hopes like literally for a miracle. So overall, as you can see, a pretty interesting race. It's sort of basically stretched out my gap into from Hamilton for 1st to 2nd, and finally looking at constructors with 39 points adrift of Mercedes, and we might be able to overturn that. Raikkonen's been in great form recently, so we might just be able to overturn that. We just need a couple of strong final races. But overall, that was the Mexican Grand Prix, and we're now going to move into the final part of the video. So there we have it then, guys. That was the Mexican Grand Prix, and hopefully you did enjoy it, and a like would be greatly appreciated for the effort that I've put into this video and the last couple of Crewman videos which I've been banging out over the series of the whole weekend. So I'm trying to get this season finished now and try and move on to season 2, but if you did enjoy it, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Let's try and smash 100 likes if possible, and also if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And yeah guys, hopefully the next 2 Crewman races are quite exciting. Obviously 2 more left in season 1, and then we move on to season 2, and also I've got 2 new series coming very soon. One of them is to do with some other YouTubers online, and then another one is obviously the rumoured Mick Schumacher Crewman that I'm doing, guys. So keep an eye out for those 2. I cannot wait to show you those series along with the debut of season 2 of Crew Mode anyway. But nonetheless, hopefully you did enjoy the video, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the series. And thanks a lot for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.